over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
On the back of the announcement of the celebration of football, NPLSA will be investing $50,000 into a coach education fund. $35,000 will be invested into community coach education, which will see 19 courses at club venues and over 500 community coaches. Working closely with clubs to develop and upskill coaches will strengthen the grassroots community, which will obviously benefit the football community as a whole.
It can only be beneficial because most of the clubs, most of the coaches start off just as parents coaching their kids' teams, and they're learning on the job as much as the kids. So this would be perfect because not only would kids be getting coached, the coaches will be getting coached.
As a club, we struggle to attract good coaches, and having this sort of funding coming our way will actually allow us to sort of offer more boys and girls out there to actually coach at the club. Everything comes at a cost these days, and this award presented to our club here again will allow our average parents and supporters, players to the opportunity to come out and actually to take on coaching and to be part of it. They've got a passion about this sport and a passion about this club. They'll be able to come here now, get trained up and actually take on a team and just move forward with us here.
The remaining $15,000 will be invested into a joint initiative with NPLSA, Adelaide United and PSV, where selected coaches and technical directors from South Australia will be given the professional development opportunity to go to PSV in October 2025.
Once you get the bug for the coaching, you love it, and you love seeing the kids improve, especially the connection to your club. You want to see the kids come through at your club, and it's just a win-win for everyone.
Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG.
Imagine storing energy now and using it later. Travelling time zones without the dirty footprints. Imagine being remote but never far away, or having lights that safely guide you home. Imagine communities run by the sun, but did you know it's already begun? We're connecting South Australians to an energy future we can all be proud of. So imagine the power of possibility.
Equalizing last week. I don't know who the fullback was at the back.
Hello, good evening and welcome here to round 14 of the Apex Steel WNPL here in South Australia, here at Adelaide City Park for Adelaide City versus Flinders United. A big game for both of these two sides trying to maintain their spots in the WNPL and still with a slight possibility of making finals. I'm your commentator, Seb O'Neill, and I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Front Page Football's Christian Marchetti. Christian, welcome. Lovely to have you alongside me for this evening.
Yes, it's been a while between drinks since I've been behind the mic, but I'm grateful to be back, and grateful to be back with you as well, Seb, and looking forward to this fixture. As you touched on there, it's a big game in terms of ramifications for the WNPL relegation battle, so looking forward to it.
As we now see both sides walk out onto the field of play in what is a windy evening, to say the least. You can probably hear it through your speakers or headphones, however you're watching or listening to this. So it'll be interesting to see, I guess, how the conditions could change the play.
Yes, looking forward to potentially risking my health for the rest of this evening.
It's nothing unlike what we normally do,
no,
I don't think.
That's right. You can see several of the players you'll see on screen have got their long sleeve skins on. I actually have them on too. So yeah, not taking any chances tonight.
Both sides lining up in the centre here at Adelaide City Park. As I said, a big one for these two sides. Adelaide City currently sitting in last in 10th place. Flinders in 8th in 12, only 1 point behind 9th place Campbelltown. So a win here for Flinders could do them the world of good.
Well, we were talking about it off air before we started here, and really, you're right, Seb, a win here for Flinders, and that gives them, I think it's an 8-point buffer between them and Adelaide City. And we're seeing Campbelltown, the shift that they've had recently with that big win they had against Adelaide Uni last week as well. They seem to have found their feet in the WNPL after promotion. So this game is probably more important to Adelaide City, particularly being at home, because if they win tonight, then it really drags Flinders right into this relegation battle, brings them even closer to Adelaide City.
Both sides in their huddles. We'll go through the starting lineup, starting with the home side. Adelaide City unchanged from last week's big draw against Football SA. In goal, number 1, Abby Lucas. Number 4, Jessica Signoriello. Number 5, Alice McCauley. Number 6, Claire Scarpin. Number 7, Valeria Forbes. Number 14, Chrissy Zekos. Number 15, Bianca Gray. Number 16, Vicky Juma. Number 17, Brooke Gilchrist. Number 24, Florence Russell. And number 77, Yasmina Kasumovic. For Flinders United, number 2, Claudia Adicott. Number 5, Bethany Beale. Number 7, Cote Rojas. Number 8, Claudia Hewitt. Number 11, Kiara Bayford. Number 16, Amy Benson. Number 17, Jolie Dowling. Number 20, Lauren Frost. Number 27, Annika Nielsen. Number 40, Eliza McDonald-Hall. And number 59, Victoria Rickards. Unchanged, as I said, for Adelaide City. A few on the bench for Flinders. Only the one coming in, Claudia Adicott, for Emma Mackey.
And the two probably keys to this game, I mean, it's obvious to pick out Cote Rojas in any game that Flinders United are involved in, but her partner in crime as well, Victoria Rickards, has been quite prolific this season as well. And those two, you look at the difference between these two sides on paper, Flinders do have a bit more firepower going forward, definitely in terms of goal scoring. I think Adelaide City, if I'm not mistaken, don't even have a player who has hit 5 goals yet.
Vicky Juma has only 4, and she's
only 4, that's right, yeah, for Vicky Juma. So she'll definitely be looked to as a source of goals, but that's the difference.
Our refereeing staff of Ethan McCormick, Zach Britton and Jaakko Soppinen get us underway here for the first game of round 14 in the Apex Steel WNPL. And already Flinders looking to get forward there in their away kit of, would you say that's a teal colour?
Yes, I think we were talking about this as well. Yes, it is a teal with those white numbers saying up the most visible from a distance, but we'll manage.
Adelaide City as well in their iconic, you'd have to say, black and white stripes, as always, really.
Be interesting to see how Adelaide City start this game. As we said, with the situation on the table, you'd say that they're the team that has to force the issue in this game and really go for it.
Looking forward early on, Adelaide City here. Looking for a through ball through the centre. Will reach. Has the option outright. Instead goes through the middle. Is there. Benson had to come out quickly. Kasimuvic gets the strike off, but is saved, but there was an offside flag.
So it must be Florence Russell who was offside on the initial pass by Yasmina Kasumovic, but we just said they had to make a positive start and force the issue, and that is a good start for the home side. Good save nonetheless by the Flinders United goalkeeper. Amy Benson.
Here she is with the long free kick forward. Header unable to be won by her teammate, and under a bit of pressure is Chrissy Zekos, still having to deal with a bouncing ball. Gray manages to control play. Sinriella with the ball gets it to Brooke Gilchrist. Forbes just missing the touch there, and now Cote Rojas is on the ball. It's a nice ball through. Needs to find its option on the end of it. Gets in the way first. Abby Lucas is up to the task. Gilchrist looks for Juma out on the wide right. And the ball is lost and out for a Flinders throw.
Saw Flinders a moment ago, getting in behind the Adelaide City defence. That's both sides now have done that in this opening 5 minutes.
Ball down the wing. Will reach. Oh, it won't actually in the end. Will just be a throw. Flinders in mixed form at the moment. 2 wins in their last 5 matches, coming against Metro a few weeks ago and Football SA in round 12. Adelaide City, though, again, their season not one to remember. They've only won the 1 game, and that was back in round 2. Here against West Torrens, Burkalla, a 3-1 win that afternoon. But again, this is probably one of their better veins of form. 2 draws in their last 5 matches against Adelaide Uni and Football SA. So that is a positive to perhaps look for Adelaide City as they try and mount another attack.
Is a positive, and Flinders can look to some decent away form recently. 2 wins in their last 3.
Nice ball just slipped through the wing. Gets past 1. Cote, again looking wide. and does have the through ball down the centre. Needs to get past, instead pokes it through wide of the post.
That's a couple of times now. Cote just drops into that space in front of the back four and then looks to release one of her teammates, making a forward run in behind. It's probably going to be a feature of Flinders and their attacking play this evening.
Abby Lucas goes short with the goal kick. Who had a standout performance last time I was here for that draw against Adelaide Uni. Made some crucial saves to get that draw for them that evening, as we see a foul in midfield there committed by Forbes.
Well, outside of that offside against Florence Russell, that rare attack, it's been a rare attack, that one from Adelaide City so far. Most of the game being played in the Flinders forward half.
Ball over the top. Doesn't find the initial target and is cleared away by Gray. Another throw. Cote on the ball. Again, that one in the centre cleared out of harm's way by Zekos. But Flinders back with the ball down the wing. Just unable to get on the end of it that time. One by Beale, just poking it away. Another City throw.
It's a challenge for Adelaide City early on in this game, playing out of these areas, playing through this Flinders press.
Scarpin trying to turn, unable to do so. Forbes just slipping on the ball. And her touch makes it a Flinders throw, taken quickly. Just unable to get out of that was Adequate. And then just trying to win the ball back over and over again at the moment. And now they have a way forward through Beale. Cote Rojas down on the wing. Gets one into the centre. It's still there. It's bouncing. But Sydney Riello is there just to try and clean up and take it out for a throw right at the corner flag.
Yeah, it took no chances. Clearing her lines there, Signorello. I think it was Claudia Hewitt in there who almost manufactured the space to get a shot on goal. Another dangerous sign for Adelaide City.
Good control by Rojas. In the box herself, finds the edge of it. The shot does manage to get away, but too wide and nothing really threatening Abby Lucas.
Yep, Hewitt again. Definitely looking to push on and join these attacks early on for Flinders. Did well there to actually manufacture a shot on goal, even if it was well off target.
Great. Kasumovic. Still managing to make her way through there and does try and get the ball forward once again. Falls back to Gray, who in turn just boots the ball forward, nearly working out. Forbes finds Juma. Kasumovic just trying to get another one poked through. And that's a cheeky little touch from Rojas to put the ball through. Just going out of play though.
Unlucky. It's that touch of class that Cote Rojas brings.
Another throw, this time the opposite way. Gilchrist. Juma finds the ball in midfield, and now the ball through just getting in the way there. Adelaide, ball bouncing in midfield. One back. Beale trying to work some magic on the ball, but loses it. Kasumovic trying to put it through for Russell. Just a bit too much on it, however.
I think she would have been offside there, Florence Russell, if she had played at the ball.
Gray getting in the way of that one. Gilchrist. And that one only going all the way through to Amy Benson in goal.
Happened a few times with Adelaide City in possession. Looking to play that killer pass in behind and probably doing it too early and overhitting that pass as well is a chance maybe.
Here's another one over the top for Rojas to try and chase down. Here's Cote Rojas, one-on-one. Good save from Lucas initially. Rojas gets the second with the header. But again, doesn't threaten Abby Lucas.
Well, I reckon you would have put your house on Cote Rojas scoring from there. One-on-one opportunity. She was clean through. Finish was underwhelming, to say the least. Just didn't quite get the elevation on it. Did Rojas? Abby Lucas standing tall.
Sliding in there to try and win the ball back, but didn't work. Juma. Ball over the top, headed away. And the ball from Florence Russell. Maybe just had no real other option.
No, and I think Adelaide City have got to find a way to keep this ball on the ground a little bit more. Just try and get a bit of rhythm in their passing. It's a little bit helter-skelter in possession. No real control to what they're doing.
Header doesn't find a teammate. Does well to make her way through. Adelaide trying to get on the end of it, but in the way is Zikos. Again, another ball forward. Lucas able to capture.
The wind actually held the ball up
Yes.
there, made it easier for Abby Lucas there. I think it was Beale. He's just trying to clear it.
Zikos gets the ball in the air. The header. Gilchrist looking over the top. Sliding challenge in there, no foul, and they do play on, and it gives Flinders maybe an advantage here if Abby Lucas can't time her run correctly, which she does do so. Clears it out for a throw.
I thought Kasumovic did win the ball there on that challenge in the middle of the park, so no issue there. Abby Lucas, she actually started going and then she seemed to hesitate, but then committed herself in the end to go and clear that ball, which was the right decision. But again, a lot of the action so far happening to the right of your screen. Flinders United made a good start to this game.
Nielsen. Slight collision on the ball, but unable to retain. Gilchrist keeps it in play and ends up deflecting out for a City throw. Just looking around the grounds, West Adelaide and Football SA NTC now underway over at Kilburn Sportsplex. Of course, funny enough, the same game that will be played 8 days from today, I think, if my maths is correct, next Saturday.
The 12th?
The 12th.
8 days, yes, 8 days. That is 8.
Rojas is offside there. Big day that will be, double header with the Men's Federation Cup final. Metro Stars and Croatia Raiders at 5 p.m. West Adelaide versus Football SA NTC at 2:30. Make sure to get your tickets at footballsa.com.au/tickets. A big day that will be next Saturday. But still having to contend to each other, even with the same fixture happening next week over at Kilburn. And you can certainly hear that wind start to pick up here at Adelaide City Park.
It actually gone away for a little bit. I was thinking, wow, this is great.
Russell looks for the ball over the top. He's a little bit wide and will be cleared away.
It feels like Adelaide City are sort of aiming for territory more than anything when they get the ball. Can they just get the ball into their forward half, win a throw in and take it from there? So far it's not really working.
Ball just switching sides in midfield there, but Flinders now with a hold on it, but then given away with the pass.
She did everything right there. Oh.
Here's Florence Russell if she can keep it in play. Her touch does, but does have one to contend with. Instead plays the pass in the middle. Just doesn't make it through to another teammate in black and white. Forbes looks through the middle. Again, needs to be cleared. Isn't done so enough. Forbes back on it. Her pass intercepted and Flinders United back with it momentarily. Here they get forward, Flinders. Gilchrist trying to make her presence known. That's lovely footwork from Cote Rojas. Here's Rojas. Has the option wide. Doesn't look to take her. Plays it short. Now on the edge of the area. Ends up having the strike, but it is wide of the left post.
Well, in the end, Hewitt has another shot on goal. She's probably had about 3 now so far in this first half, but Cote Rojas had that opportunity earlier on the attack to maybe slip Adicott in behind down that right-hand side, opted against it. But Flinders have definitely, Seb, looked a lot more cohesive going forward, I think, so far. But outside of that one chance to Cote Rojas, they haven't really tested Abby Lucas as much as they would have liked, I think.
Seacos was looking for Russell. Just had it a bit too much in front of her. Throwing goes quick. And it is managed to be won back.
Tom Monsignor, the Flinders United coach, definitely driving that press early on in this game, and it's working well for them.
Ball taken off of Rojas there, and Gilchrist goes quick over the top to Florence Russell. Turns one, plays it central, and then the turn and shot. Saved by Benton.
Good work by Kasimovic. Just use the defender, take a first touch and just roll around and get the shot off. Just couldn't get the power.
Again, City winning the ball back. Russell has behind her wide and does find Forbes. His first time into the centre, headed away. And they'll try and play out from the back here, Flinders. Doesn't work in their favour. Bianca Gray. Sydney Riello. Looks for Juma down the right side. Does have the pace to get it past one. Falls into the centre. It's a good touch, but it is taken away from her. Adelaide City with a bit of momentum forward at the moment. And they will continue that with a free kick.
Yep, good spell for the home side. Juma did quite well there to get past the marker, and actually did find Kasumovic with the cross, but the touch just let down the striker. Set piece, we haven't had, I don't think we've had maybe a set piece yet. Well, at least from
not even a corner yet, I don't think.
And definitely not from a promising position like this one. So, bit of a test now for the Flinders United back line.
Just discussing the options for the set piece here, but able to get underway. Right into the centre, and it's an easy capture for Benton.
And we saw the wind down Abby Lucas' end, how the ball's holding up in the air on the left of your screen. It's actually going to carry the ball a little bit more.
That's a lovely ball by Rojas. Now in the centre here, needs the finish, and it's a good one! It puts Flinders 1-0 up. And it's Victoria Rickards with her 8th of the season. Her and Cote Rojas combining once again.
Well, what did we say coming into the game? Those two up front for Flinders United were the point of difference when you looked at these two teams. And they've combined spectacularly there. And it's Cote Rojas once again dropping into that deeper area to pick up the ball. And there's a little bit too much space afforded to Victoria Rickards. But Seb, how about that finish? Perfect. Across the goalkeeper, into the far corner. That's what, 8 goals in 14 games for her this season. A very, very good return. Flinders United have a precious lead.
And for Adelaide City, especially after we were just talking about, they had momentum from that free kick, and it's been completely turned on its head.
That's what happens when you're kind of down in the dumps, isn't it? You know, you can have a good spell, you don't really trouble the goalkeeper, don't really create anything, and then one moment for the opposition, and you're 1-0 down.
Here they go again. The ball forward from Nielsen, reaches the centre, pass back to Lucas, needs to act quickly with the clearance. That one just flicked forward, looking for Kasumovic. But under the clearance by Bayford.
There's a couple of things. I just think there's a different hunger between the two teams at the moment a little bit here as well. And I don't know if that's because of that first goal. Flinders sensing an opportunity to run away with this game, but they just seem a lot more intent to get 3 points here. And Adelaide City, this next 10 minutes is really important, Seb. They've got to manage this because things can spiral quickly if you're not careful.
Another ball in the box, needs to be finished off, and it will be! An equaliser for Adelaide City. Not too long after Flinders' first. Gives them something to fight for. Claire Scarpin with her 2nd of the season since returning Gwynbay through. Gives Adelaide City a lifeline back in this one.
Well, forget whatever I just said about things spiraling because they're back on terms just like that. So forget all that. But I think it was Valeria Forbes who had ventured forward and had crossed the ball in, but it took a bit of a wicked deflection there, and that kind of helped it on its way to Scarpin, who did a really good job there of getting that ball under and then finishing quickly. And we're all square, just like that.
Here come Flinders again, this time down the wing with only 2 options in the box. Cote Rojas, one of them on the ball now. Maybe a bit ambitious if that was a shot.
Be very disappointed with that if you're Flinders United. The procession of that goal. They've probably been the better side through the first quarter of this game. And then to cough up the lead within 2 minutes like that will be incredibly frustrating. And Adelaide City will feel a little bit of confidence and a bit of a spring in their step now.
Claire Scarpin, of course, returning back to Adelaide after a period with St. Francis University over in the US, of course, formerly of the NTC program back in 2023, her last season in the WNPL. Returning back this year to Adelaide City midway through. and already having a bit of an impact.
It's a big goal, isn't it? And you could just that feeling that they weren't really, sort of urgency wasn't quite there for a team that is, you know, rooted at the bottom of the table and really needs a result. And that goal can just kind of spring everything into life.
Juma couldn't find the pass. Rojas intercepts initially, but City will get back with it. It's a poor ball to no one in particular. Initial connection missed. Bayford just getting rid of the ball. And they've managed to nearly make their way out of it. Flinders have a second go here. Rojas is out wide. Unable to get through Gilchrist. Bianca Gray. Another one poked away by Bayford.
Bayford's been pretty solid so far for Flinders United. She's done a lot of that sweeping work. Coming across, covering her fullback, clearing any loose balls.
Flinders United throw. Another one over the top will just bounce towards Lucas.
Haven't heard much from Florence Russell so far in this game. I'd like to see if she can get on the ball a little bit more for Adelaide City.
Free kick in midfield, right at the halfway line. Over a quarter of the way through the 90 now. Forbes. Juma was the option down the wing, but Bayford again just getting in the way. Her pass needing to reach Benson. And she meets it with the clearance.
You can feel that there's a nervousness with both teams when they do win possession back. There's not really a calmness to sort of building up play or controlling the tempo of the game. It seems like both teams are either winning the ball and playing it backwards and just trying to retain it like that, or they're trying to immediately go forward and spring an attack straight away, and the ball's kind of just coming straight back. So I think if both coaches are looking at this game right now, they probably hope for their team to have a bit more control.
Short pass from Gray, keeps it in play. It's a nice ball through from Gilchrist. And looking quickly first time was Scarpin. Flinders back on the attack. Got the ball through, swept up easily enough. Just getting a foot in the way there, Gilchrist. Gray doing the same. You can hear those shouts. I think that probably is the main theme at the moment, is just both sides probably it to have a sustained period of just sort of keeping the ball, as we see a nice turn on the ball there. Offside flag comes up there.
Yeah, from my angle, I'm not obviously directly in line, but it looked like Rickards had just gone a little too early there. But yeah, you're right, Seb. I don't know if it's because maybe what's on the line here and that sort of pressure, that relegation sort of pressure with both teams in the position that they are. But just been a lack of control in possession from both teams. Flinders have probably been a little bit more cohesive.
So So I think if you are Adelaide City in this position, it's a tough run to the end of the season, but you would consider this game one of their more winnable ones, you'd think. But this league has been strange this season.
Well, not just that, but you know, if you wanted to make up that gap, this is the game to do it.
Exactly.
So
and they still have to play Campbelltown again as well, a few weeks with the season to go.
Yeah, and which is another game which they'll have earmarked in their, you know, to pull off basically what would be a little bit of a, to quote maybe I guess a great escape in a sense, but it's you know, this is almost like a grand final for them today, really.
Bayford, her clearance becomes a pass forward, but it is cleared away and swept.
Yeah, Bianca Gray's probably done that similar role to what Bayford's been doing for Flinders.
Offside flag goes up there against Attica.
It's happened a few times. I do wonder if Tom Monsignor is going to have a word with his front three just about watching the line, not going too early. There's been a few times that they've been caught offside.
All the way back to Amy Benson. A bit of pressure is Gray there. Does find Gilchrist.
See, that's better. That just little passage there. Played out of the pressure. Now they're on the other side. And a bit of space here for Zekos.
Right idea with the pass, just not executed well enough that time around. City throw.
I think Forbes as well. Her getting a little bit more on the ball. Being able to switch the ball from one side to the other, or even just take the pressure off and play back to one of her back four.
And
It's usually beneficial for City in possession when she can do that.
And she is a player that they would and probably normally should look forward to try and get them in those attacking areas. Has 3 goals herself, but their top goal scorer last season, probably one of the most consistent performers over the past couple of seasons for City.
And I'm not sure if that's something that's new this season, but traditionally I think more of an attacking player in attacking areas as well. So obviously they've seen that she can play in that midfield role as well. And looks like she's going to be over this set piece. Nope.
Goes short with the ball. Makes her way through, does Russell, looks to finish herself, but goes directly to Benson. The finish just not there.
Well, Flinders were half asleep there. Smart little free kick by Forbes. Florence Russell, nice cut inside to open up the angle, but just not enough power on the shot.
Zekos. Can't find a teammate. Attica. Goes down the wing herself, has an option either side of her. Pass, unable to find either of them. Here's Russell again. Just try to take it through the legs, I think, of McDonald Hall there. No, Abby Lucas to reset and I think just relax the play at the moment, really, because I think at times both sides are just maybe rushing things a little bit too much.
And there's been a couple moments here with Chrissy Zekos down this left-hand side. Just trying to find that killer pass all the time down the line for Russell. Maybe you're just better off. Let's hang on a minute. We've got a
Here's
chance
the ball in from Juma. Just touched away, but City still managed to keep it for now. Has the option wide, might need to use it. Does do so. Russell. Had the option of a cut back. Forbes now. Her touch taking it away from her. And in the end, a free kick given away.
Very good defending there. Getting body in between the opponent and the ball. Always going to win a free kick in that scenario. But as I was saying, yeah, it's not just Zekos, but some other players for Adelaide City and even on the Flinders side. Sometimes you're just better off finding the safe option and keeping the ball as opposed to launching an attack straight away.
Ball down the wing from Gilchrist, trying to find Florence Russell. Looking around the grounds at Kilburn Sportsplex. Football SA NTC find themselves 1-0 up away against West Adelaide.
It's a very good finish as well, what we've just seen on the replay. I think I just heard Tom Monsignor actually, under his breath, say for his team to keep the ball a bit more. So just kind of factoring into what we've been saying.
So a big result there brewing for Football SA NTC. Stella Vicerek on the score sheet for them there, and that precursor to the cup final in a week's time.
And she, of course, scored against Adelaide City last week, the equaliser. And interestingly, NTC dropped points the last 2 weeks against both of these two teams. So, and then you're kind of greeted with West Adelaide straight after it, which isn't ideal, but clearly they're taking that challenge and embracing it.
Of course, West Adelaide also only ever dropped points since playing at Kilburn a couple of weeks ago. In that game against Metro, it's ended a draw. Other than that, they have yet to lose a game in league.
Yeah, and there was that crazy 3-3 draw last week between them and Comets, who are second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over at Ellis Park, that one.
How about Nina Yamada, the season that she's having?
Of course, joining from Sturt was Nina Yamada, but already has managed to shine pretty brightly here in South Australia for West Adelaide, and helping West Adelaide even more so try and sort of keep their position as one of, if not the premier women's club in South Australia. 10 minutes until half-time here, though, at Adelaide City Park. 1-1 between these two sides in what is a bit of a relegation battle, as that one will roll out for a corner.
Feels like one of those games where if there is to be a winner, it's not going to be the prettiest of wins, is it? If it's a 2-1 or a 3-2, it's going to be a little bit of grit required to get over the line here, which you'd probably expect in what is really a grudge match and a huge 6-pointer.
Corner for Adelaide City. Looking for the back post, just a little bit too much, and to be honest, no one really there to anticipate it either. Another throw. Finds Juma. Again on the ball. Flinders just wanting to take the ball out of their defence at the moment to relieve themselves of the pressure, but not with a ball like that.
Well done by Bianca Gray again.
Again, another ball that was maybe a little bit rushed. Bayford. And then another first-time clearance forward that time. It's a nice ball slipped through. Maybe just a bit too much pace on it, though. Gilchrist. Ball goes wide for Flinders. Cote in the box. Just crowded out of any opportunity there Does stay in play right on the line. Good use of the body there by Vicky Juma.
Yeah, did well there, Juma. You could see, or she could see, that Forbes maybe wasn't going to get there first, so comes in to double up.
Chested, and then the ball forward from Adelaide. Forbes. Juma and Russell seemingly have switched sides for this last period of the half. Juma probably the more active of the two wingers in this first half. As we see Flinders get forward once again. Late in the half. Not a bad whip to it, but too central to Lucas.
That says a very similar move to the goal that Flinders United scored. Conte Rojas receiving that ball. This time actually beat a couple of players to open up the angle and find Rickards, who this time cut inside on her right foot, but that one very easy for Abby Lucas. It's just such a dangerous 1-2 punch that they've got there. Probably could see both of them getting through the full 90 here if this game is going to be as close as it has been so far.
Pass just behind Gilchrist, gives it away to Flinders. Rojas tries to poke it through, but maybe just not on the same wavelength that time around. Gilchrist couldn't keep it. And now they have numbers forward, Flinders. Adelaide on this right wing. Needs to put it in the middle. Finds the centre. The header from Rojas goes wide. And Lucas had to act quickly to clear.
Well, she got a good look at it. Rojas completely unmarked near the penalty spot there. It's a great ball in. I think she just mistimed the contact with the ball, couldn't get the power. And I think that's coming back. I think it was a foul. Was it on Abby Lucas?
I think so. So they resume play with a free kick from the goalkeeper. Macaulay.
Great ball.
Signorello. Juma and Russell again have swapped wings. What do you think is the mentality about, not just in this game, but in general, having your wingers swap sides in match, especially one like this where it's, I guess, important to have that constant momentum and impetus going forward?
I think it's probably two-pronged. You've got the wingers themselves. If one's maybe not getting as involved, which probably, as we've been saying, maybe Florence Russell hasn't seen as much of the ball. Maybe if you put her on the right-hand side, she might see a little bit more of it, with the attacks maybe being more focused down that side. And the other part of it is giving the opposite fullback a different look, a different matchup, essentially, to deal with. So, yeah, it's always two-pronged. For me, it's always been a little bit of just an overrated sort of thing when we talk about games. Oh, okay, yeah, the winger switch, like, it's a pretty natural thing, I guess. But, yeah, it can have its benefits for sure.
Corner comes in at the back post. Needs to find some hits. It's on the line and then off. Cleared away. They still attack City at the back post. Unable to get that finishing touch that time.
It almost looked harder for that ball not to go in, Seb. That was incredible how that stayed out. I think the ball was headed down, and then I think it might have been Juma who was there, and you thought maybe she was going to swing a boot at it and score, but wasn't to be. Flinders suddenly trying to avoid going behind heading into half-time, which feels a little bit would be a little bit sort of surreal based on what we've seen in this first half.
Well done to get in the way there. The ball forward is a little bit hopeful. Rojas was offside anyway, even though she was chasing it down.
Just giving absolutely everything to get to that ball.
I think you can see her frustration with the assistant referee on this close side about having to make her run for that one, even though she was going to be flagged anyway. Gets in the way there, does Zikos, and then by Frost, Rojas. Referee insists no connection with the hand was made there in a natural position. And Adelaide City look forward again through Juma.
Heaps of space.
Two options in the box for her if she can get the cross off.
Oh.
Instead, still wins a corner.
Maybe had too much space there, Vicky Juma. I think she just kind of slowed down once she realised that she could slow down because she had that much space, but there was an opportunity there. A little bit more switched on to get that ball across early. We haven't seen much of, after that sort of opening 15-20 minutes, Kusumovic just sort of faded away a little bit. Her influence in this game, haven't seen her really get involved too much in these attacks.
Into additional time here. We're about to enter the second minute, in fact, even. And Adelaide City with a corner. It's not bad, right in the centre. Taken away from goal. And that is where we will see the half-time break. 1-1 here at Adelaide City Park. And it's a hard one to analyse, I think, at the moment, maybe.
Well, I think Flinders United started the game better. They were rewarded with that lead as well. Really well taken goal by Victoria Rickards. But then they kind of, you felt like once they got the goal that they were maybe going to push on with it and maybe get a second, and then they just sort of really gave that goal to Adelaide City to give them the equaliser. Well finished by Scarpin. And then after that, it turned more into that sort of tug-of-war sort of battle in midfield, and neither team could really get a foothold. I think Flinders still look a little bit more threatening in attacking areas, but we're all set up for a big second half.
Absolutely. Don't forget, you just saw on your screen there, just a reminder that the Apex Steel WNPL WSL Cup is next Saturday between West Adelaide and Football SA NTC on Saturday the 12th of July. Doubleheader with the Men's Federation Cup final, Metro Stars and Croatia Raiders after that one. Head to footballsa.com.au/tickets to get yours there. Half-time here at Adelaide City Park. Score is Adelaide City 1, Flinders United 1.
Imagine storing energy now and using it later. Travelling time zones without the dirty footprints. Imagine being remote but never far away, or having lights that safely guide you home. Imagine communities run by the sun, but did you know it's already begun? We're connecting South Australians to an energy future we can all be proud of. So imagine the power of possibility.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
What I'm excited about the most, how we can come together, learn about everybody, because we're not the same, but we're somehow the same.
the community came to government to express their concerns about young people. It is our role to listen and it's our role to act.
There's so many kids wanting to play the game from all walks of life.
African Youth Program was established to help Africans through sport, cultural identity, mentorship.
Having a program that's going to target the African children, given it's their sport of choice, presents a huge opportunity to link participation in football with education, which is a perfect thing.
I think the African Youth Program will be a very inclusive program with different teams, different schools coming to play with us.
It's like a very big opportunity to expand skills, knowledge, and in different areas of life.
Most of the kids will grow from this program to be able to become valuable, positive contributors in our society.
Like a voice to be spoken with and not being scared to show your skills.
This empowerment program has many different aspects to it, and of course sport is one of those, but it's actually really about finding your place in the world.
I think everybody's pushing in the one direction to make sure that we can make a real difference.
It's not just a game, it's a very passionate sport that millions of people around the world love to play. That's what football is.
How's it go? Oh, Lexi Knox! What a strike! Saw Lucas off the line, and that is a goal that is absolutely worthy of opening the scoring. Here's a and there's the equaliser! Comes from Evan Hazelwood scoring a sixth of the season with production. Jania and Martin. On the other end, can she do something here? Patagoras tries to get her to me, and it's Patagoras. She gets on the back of the net and gets her team the equaliser in her first game back into the LA Comets.
And a decent ball delivered in. Is bouncing about, finds the edge of the area. Here's Millie Scott. A lovely finish. Getting her fifth of the season.
Imagine storing energy now and using it later. Travelling time zones without the dirty footprints. Imagine being remote but never far away, or having lights that safely guide you home. Imagine communities run by the sun, but did you know it's already begun? We're connecting South Australians to an energy future we can all be proud of. So imagine the power of possibility. Imagine storing energy now and using it later. Travelling time zones without the dirty footprints. Imagine being remote but never far away, or having lights that safely guide you home. Imagine communities run by the sun, but did you know it's already begun? We're connecting South Australians to an energy future we can all be proud of. So imagine the power of possibility.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
Hazelwood accelerates, still going, brings it back inboard. Pridham, Bouchereau, important foot. Pridham gets it back. Sasaki! Oh, great save, Goldsmith.
That's a second option. Blackett might just chip it over off the bar again, and then the finish. I'm not sure if it was off the post. No, it was a save from Karras once again.
Not a lot of support there, but she might have a shot from distance. Completes to Georgia Ianella. Tips over the top to Monique Rukiki. She's on side with Kiki. She's on 3 goals. And a fine stop by Abby Lucas.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Coles Mini Roos is more than just football. It is a place to find our feet, learn new skills, and meet new friends. Football starts here. Find your place. Join our team.
Ghana United is like home the football.
It's always been our goal to move into State League.
Here it's a very family culture. There's a sense of oneness between the Resies, 18s, seniors. Everyone just feels like brothers.
You know, it's like how they say, you train the way you play, but actually when you rock up game days, we actually play like our heart is the last thing that's left, you know what I mean?
I'm loving it. Really good culture, really good environment. It's going great so far in the preseason.
About culture, you know, we open the door, every culture comes to mix to us.
Ghana United will be a club that can play football, simple football, a good football, that we will be in the next couple of years moving to the NPL.
Very thrilled, very excited.
Expect to see some rainbow flicks. That's what makes us Ghana FC, man.
Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG.
Imagine storing energy now and using it later. Travelling time zones without the dirty footprints. Imagine being remote but never far away, or having lights that safely guide you home. Imagine communities run by the sun, but did you know it's already begun? We're connecting South Australians to an energy future we can all be proud of. So imagine the power of possibility.
Hello and welcome back here to Adelaide City Park for the second half of Adelaide City versus Flinders United. Locked at 1-1 at half-time, and both sides, you'd have to say, needing 3 points this evening, Christian Marchetti.
Yeah, well, I would say the 3 points is more of a must for Adelaide City, given the ladder situation. But I think what we both said going into half-time was that this is a huge second half for the complexion of both of these sides and their season. For Flinders, you could create that 8-point gap between yourselves and Adelaide City at the foot of the table. Really gives you that nice comfort in terms of safety. For Adelaide City, survival starts to become a very real outcome if you can win this game tonight.
Flinders, though, certainly with a lot of attacking firepower, as we'll see here, trying to put a ball into the area. And a foul given away there. Kept in play. Gilchrist still trying to use her body to keep it within her touch.
A little bit surprised it was Claudia Hewitt who was taken off at half-time there for Flinders United. And Robin Price coming on in midfield there at the break. Maybe that's injury related, because I thought Claudia Hewitt did a good job in the midfield for Flinders in that first half.
Has been recently called up as well to the New Zealand under-20s as Claudia Hewitt. So we see Adelaide City get forward again, needs to be cleared. They try and keep it, Adelaide City. That one, a shot, not on target.
It's a bit of a why not from Valeria Forbes there.
Already instructions being issued for Flinders, and more specifically Victoria Rickards.
I think Rickards and Rojas definitely will feel like there's another goal or two in this for them.
But Adelaide City, another avenue forward for them, taken away from them. Ball just unable to make it through. Juma couldn't keep it. Dowling only finds Forbes. And that one through will go all the way through to Amy Benson. Ball one in midfield again. Signorello. And you can hear those instructions just to press City as they try and play it out from the back.
I think Flinders are really locking in on Brooke Gilchrist there in the midfield for Adelaide City. Every time that ball's gone into her feet, they've really jumped with the press. I think they sense there's an opportunity to win the ball, and she has been a little bit lackadaisical in possession at times in this game.
Frost looks for the wide ball, cut out, and then another pass loose in midfield, which, as we said, has sort of been an occurring thing in the first half at least.
Yeah, just that lack of control, inability to actually keep the ball for even just 5 passes, you know, and get a sense of control. We haven't really seen that from either team in this game.
Just looking over at Kilburn Sportsplex, still 1-0 to Football SA, they're at half-time there. They started at 8:30. And that could be a huge set of points for NCC if they can hold on to that. Of course, West Adelaide dropping points last week. With the current score, Comets sit 8 points behind them still to play tomorrow, of course. Of course, that one tomorrow against Metro United.
Interesting, wouldn't it, if we could get some late season drama at both ends of the table?
Always very much entertaining when it's competitive like this. That's a good ball through. The finish just not there that time around.
Yep, good move from Flinders United. And Frost. Not Frost, Robin Price, my bad. One of her first involvements in this game, but couldn't get the purchase on the shot.
Another offside flag going up for the forward line of Flinders, which was, again, another reoccurring thing in the first half, which we spoke about.
It's been about 3 times probably in this game that Rojas has been caught offside. Definitely loves playing on that last defender, but there is a downside to that. If you are caught going a little bit too early.
Just going back to that talking point before, if we can get late season drama, it has been a competitive year all round, I think, in all the leagues around both the men's and women's. Even this weekend down in the WSL, Sturt and Mowbray Vista play each other tomorrow afternoon. And they currently sit first and second on equal points, but with Mowbray Vista a superior goal difference, so that possibly promotion deciding tomorrow afternoon in the WSL.
And that's what you want, right? You don't want too many situations where teams are running away with. I know, obviously, Metro are doing quite well in the men's NPL.
Good turn there.
But even that could, you know, I think it's a 9-point gap right now. Even that could be.
And they dropped points last week,
yeah,
as did West Adelaide.
In a few weeks, we could see a 5-point gap. Maybe it's West Adelaide and Comets in this league. Could be a 5-point gap if that result stays and Comets win. So, yeah, you know we have our final series and they create the most drama, but there's nothing wrong with a bit of end-of-season premiership drama or relegation drama.
Loose ball in midfield is pounced upon, and a bit too strong there from Juma, forces a free kick for Flinders.
Well, that was probably the best result for Jolie Dowling, because I don't think she was going to find the top corner from 35 yards out from there. If she did, that would be a nomination for the Puskas, I think. It's actually ended up in a free kick in a pretty good position here. Maybe a little bit too central. You'd probably prefer it to be on more of an angle if you're Flinders, but let's see if Bayford can just drop in a nice delivery here.
It's there, needs a connection, and it just sneaks in. It's cleared off the line, in fact. And that goal line has had a lot of action this evening.
And also this season, if I'm not
Yes, this
mistaken.
season, in fact, actually.
There's another game here early on the season, but my God, how's that not gone over? And you had 2 Flinders, they were queuing up. That was the perfect delivery by Bayford. Absolute perfect weight on the free kick. And I couldn't tell who exactly it was. There were 2 players there queuing up at the back post. And you get the inside of the post, but it doesn't go in. Flinders have started this second half a little bit like they started the first, haven't they? Definitely seem the more likely at this stage.
Yeah, only 2 goals this evening, coming 2 minutes within each other in the first half.
I think that was Vicky Juma on the line as well who cleared it. I can't
I think so as well.
Yeah. Doing some defensive work, the attacker.
Nice footwork by Forbes. Just couldn't make the pass in the end. Signorello. Back with Gray. Forgot to mention as well, Flinders did make a substitution as well. Robin Price did come on. Adelaide City yet to. But their bench, most of having which played in the reserves game before this.
I think it was all of them, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
So maybe a bit hesitant to head towards options on the bench. Ali Atkins back for the first time in a first team squad since the 22nd of May when she had that injury.
Well, it depends, I guess. We don't have that in front of us, but they probably were on some sort of minutes restrictions. All of those subs, maybe 60 minutes max, something of that nature, so that they could be fresh enough to impact this game. But you're right, Seb, I think maybe we won't see any subs from Adelaide City till a little bit later in the second half, particularly with the score still at 1-1 and this very much still being a game in the balance.
Scarpin finds Juma through. Goes out for a throw. Bayford needing to clear. Does do so, out for a throw again.
It's got to be probably 6 or so clearances from Bayford this evening. Another one.
There's another. That one cleared away for Flinders this time around. Rojas only has one forward in front of her and decides to drive forward with herself. Still going is Rojas. Oh, and just losing it against Gray. But Flinders retain possession and the ball forward loses it, and you can hear that shout of just simple.
Well, I don't know if she saw Victoria Rickards. It would have had to be a good ball across her body to find her on that left-hand side, but she was in an acre of space making that run into the space left by Signorello. Rojas couldn't quite create the space and find the ball.
Good turn by Gilchrist. The ball just a bit too central for Juma to try and get on the end of.
A few times in the second half that Gilchrist has looked for Juma over the top, in behind, at early release. Here she is again.
Just trying to dance her way through the midfield there is Gilchrist. Ball is lost. And Flinders still battling for that one in front. Rojas gets the ball wide. Has one to take on in Sidriello. The battle still continues on. Finds herself central. Does attempt the strike on goal. Just blocked. Just trying to work it now. Flinders. Shot from range. Not threatening.
I wonder if that was Beale there. Had a bit more space to maybe take another touch and then look to shoot. I don't think shooting was the wrong decision there. If you have the space, why not? But maybe just take that extra touch, settle yourself, get a bit more power on the shot. I think Tom Monsignor wanted his team to keep the ball a little bit more, but if the opportunity does present itself, there's no harm in having a shot.
Looking back in time, first time this fixture was played in the WNPL was in 2023, round 8 here at Adelaide City Park, a 5-0 win for Adelaide City that day. Natalie Francis, Dylan Holmes, and an Isabel Hodgson hat-trick that evening in their first ever meeting.
Bit of a different Adelaide City team on that day.
few still do remain from memory, but all those goal scorers no longer here at Adelaide City. Here's Rojas. Goes from range. Oh! Good save from Lucas. Had to really stretch for it.
Well, it's tough to tell from where we are if that was actually on target and going in, but it definitely looked like it. Lucas taking no chances. It's a great save. And Rojas, she's just got that quick burst of speed, and she can just create a little bit of space on a defender. Most defenders in this league, when she does that, it's a real problem.
Here she is again. Ball comes into the centre. Needs to be cleared with. Instead, there's a strike on goal. And Abby Lucas is up to the task once again.
Shots are racking up now. Flinders are knocking on the door. Adelaide City, sorry, Seb, they've got to get some sort of control back here in this game because Flinders are building their case to retake the lead, that's for sure.
Can't think if Adelaide City have had a shot on goal this half yet, Christian.
Don't believe so, no. No, not that I can think of either or remember. Here's Juma, though.
Again, just trying to push her way through.
Bayford says no, that's not happening.
And commits the foul in the end as well.
Also, the longer that this goes on, that you're defending and having to, you know, you're coughing up possession pretty easily. Those attackers, Kasumovic, Juma, Florence Russell, they're going to get a little bit more frustrated, feeling more isolated as the game goes on. You never want that with your attackers.
The bounce is awkward. If this match does end in a draw, Christian, would you say it's probably better for Flinders? I mean, you would say it is better for Flinders than Adelaide City, but we'll hold that for a moment as they get forward again through Juma. Signorello takes it past one, then puts the cross into the centre and will be captured by Benson.
It's definitely, a draw is definitely more favourable for Flinders. I think that's unquestionably true in my view, but I think the bigger concern for Adelaide City if you don't win this is that, I know we were talking earlier about some of their other games and you could say, yeah, they could beat maybe a Campbelltown and there's a couple of other teams there that they could get some points from, but you want to go into those games with a win. You know, you want to actually get off the canvas, get that second win, get some confidence going into those games. Then you can actually feel a sense of belief going into those games, you know. That's what makes this important, this game, two ways, right? Because you're trying to cut that gap in terms of the relegation battle, but also you're trying to build some confidence to keep getting some points after this. So, honestly, you just can't state that this is a massive last half an hour here.
That one will roll out for a goal kick as we will see some substitutions be made. Kiara O'Sullivan, one to come on, as is Kate Seaton.
Yeah, and it looks like Kasumovic and Vicky Juma were the two players replaced as well. So, bit of a change up in the attacking areas. And also in terms of the relegation race we were just talking about, I mean, Campbelltown are starting to look a little bit closer to a mid-table team, aren't they?
Even finals, arguably, possibly.
you know, it just goes to show in a league like this, you just added someone like a Chelsea Dorber with her quality.
And then at the back you have Claudia Jenkins
to
keep them out.
Of course, as I've just forgotten there, but you know, I mean that result against Adelaide Uni was just a bit of a sort of, you know, hey, we're a little bit better now these days than what we were at the start of the season. So I think they'll be watching this game with some keen interest. But also these two teams will probably know that and think that Campbelltown are definitely a different proposition at the moment than what they were earlier on in the season.
Of course, for Campbelltown, that first game against Uni this season was actually their first ever WNPL point, which they had to achieve that late through a late equaliser through Summer Doman. Back to Lucas.
So Seaton's come on this right side. That's a straight swap for Juma, and it looks like Scarpin has actually moved up front for Adelaide City with O'Sullivan taking up her role as the number 10 in behind as the attacking midfielder.
And speaking of, as we said, that first ever meeting, Kate Seaton, one of those players to have actually featured that afternoon for Adelaide City in that 5-0 win back in 2023.
She's only 20 as well, so she must have been quite young when she debuted for the club.
Rojas and Gilchrist battling for it there.
Yeah, Gilchrist having a good second half. Maybe not the best in terms of her distribution. Can probably improve a little bit, but she's winning those duels and getting herself involved in the game.
Which is probably what City need at the moment. As we said, these balls just sometimes getting lost in midfield, just need someone to sort of, I guess, just hold the ball for a little bit to sort of almost relax
That's better.
Adelaide City.
Oh, might have jinxed it. I thought Cinderella was going to get onto that.
Flinders throw. The pass gives it away. Here's Seaton. Does well to make her way through, and that's a brilliant little pass. Seaton back on it. And again, Flinders trying to launch an attack forward. Rojas is a little bit wide. Rojas still with it. Goes herself! And it's a lovely little finish from Cote Rojas. Nothing unlike we've seen before, but still brilliant as always.
Well, that change of speed, talked about it about 10 minutes ago, and she gets going like that. Good luck trying to catch up and stop Cote Rojas. And I think watching on from where we were, you thought maybe she was going to square that early for Rickards, who had an open goal and a tap in if she did, but decided to go herself. And too quick, too good. Creates the angle, and it's a tight angle, but so close to goal that it's a simple finish. 2-1 Flinders.
And I think now the big thing is holding it.
Yep.
For Flinders in particular. Conceded 2 minutes after their first. And even with that, City have had a better period in the past 10 minutes or so. Here is Seaton, the substitute, trying to get on the end of that one. We'll have to battle again for a second go at it. Cleared away. Finds Rickards. Has Signorello right on her, but Rickards managed to turn. No foul given despite shouts.
Also, that's say, but Tom Monsignor, the coach of Flinders United, is up and about, and he's making sure that the message is getting through to not let this slip after taking the lead, just like they did the first time around. So echoing those words that you just said there.
That's a poor giveaway. And then the pass could have put Rojas through, but
it's just as poor a giveaway.
City coming again. Seaton calling out for it.
I think she's onside here.
Seaton, can she keep it in play though? Does so right on the line, in fact. Has Bayford to take on one-on-one. Just takes herself away from it and now makes her way into the box, trying to put in a cross. Deflects off. Gilchrist does the same. And in turn, goes out for another throw. City still putting the pressure on.
It's a good response. It's a good response. And they've really got to throw. They've got to throw the kitchen sink at this, Adelaide City. Already spoken about how important this game is. And I mean, really, to come away with nothing from it would be borderline disastrous, to be honest, in their current situation.
They might need to look at another one or two of those subs they have on the bench, Adelaide City, to somehow drive them even more further forward. Because realistically, this is do or die at the moment for them.
Bayford again. Just been superb at covering. Jolie Dowling down the left-hand side all night.
Signorello. Unable to poke it through because of the deflection, so they will get the throw. Less than 20 minutes left. The away side with a 2-1 lead. Just checking back over at Kilburn Sportsplex. Still 1-0 to Football SA as they inch towards the hour mark. That one through Stella Vicerek.
So it's Sportsplex and not Sports Complex.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a compound word, a cool compound word.
Okay.
Not a fan?
Is that an Urban Dictionary entry or a Standard Dictionary entry?
Not a fan of the cool name?
Oh, it's not about being a fan. Sportsplex. It's a bit different. Anyway, we're at Adelaide City Park.
Another substitute for Flinders United, a double substitution in fact. Leslie Quegana and Blessing Akpalu to come on, both former Adelaide City players. Akpalu, the more recent, in fact, only joining mid-season. So her return back to Adelaide City Park almost as quick as she was here playing for them.
We were talking about this actually before, but the international flavour in this Flinders United squad. Seen a French player just enter the game. A couple of English players. German at fullback.
Robin Price came on. He's Canadian.
Cote Rojas. Chilean.
Chilean-Australian. Has a citizenship now.
Incredible diversity.
Seaton and Price both chasing that ball down. 15 minutes left for Adelaide City to keep their season alive, really. Just looking at the table as things currently stand, they sit 4 points behind Campbelltown, and Flinders, in fact, even rise to 7th above Adelaide Uni.
Bayford again coming across. She might be player of the match when it's all said and done here. Then again, Kate Rojas, a goal and an assist as well. Flinders got a couple of candidates if things stay as they are.
Ball down the wing. Is kept in play. Good turn by Rojas. Akpalu. Ball goes back. City back in possession. Ball taken off of her knees. That quick on her feet here. Turns out and passes well. Is a very tense period, I think, at the moment for majority Adelaide City, but still Flinders, as we saw in the first half, prone to conceding in this match, but still probably the more favoured as we enter the final 15.
They are, but if I'm an Adelaide City fan, administrator, watching this right now, I need to see more sort of urgency to go and try and get this equaliser than what I'm seeing right now. I think for a team that is really in need of the 3 points, at least a point in the situation that they're in, probably want to see a little bit more of a desire to go and get that equaliser than what we're seeing right now.
Flinders throw on that far side. Cleared forward, just bouncing over. Seaton has the pace to try and pounce upon. Will go out for a City throw, just thanks to the pressure of Kate Seaton forcing the throw that time.
Yeah, it was good by Seaton, and Dowling better be safe than sorry by conceding the throw-in.
Great. You can hear the encouragement and the instructions coming from the Flinders bench. Again, just trying to hold off any sort of attack that Adelaide City want to try and attempt upon them.
Tom Monsigne's right in front of us barking out orders. We could give a live... oh, hang on a minute. Kate Rojas almost lashing onto that ball. We could give a live sort of feed into what's being said here on the side. No, you can definitely tell, though, just from this sort of behaviour, that how important this is, that he's valuing this lead and this game.
We're good.
We're all good.
Look close.
Look, the most important thing is doesn't hit any of our faces. So
it's not like we need our faces for this job.
No, true.
Dowling with this throw. Had Price short, but starting from the back here are City. Great. Looks for it forward. But the pass gives it away to Flinders. Rickards looking for Akpalu out in the wide right.
For Akpalu there, I think better off just holding her width a little bit more. If you drift inside a little bit too early, makes it easier for the defender to step in and intercept, as Chris Zikos did there.
Quiggener trying to look quickly down the wing again, but won't reach the intended target of Blessing Akpalu. Did start last week for Flinders, just dropped down to the bench tonight.
Only 18 as well. So, hopefully still a long career in the WNPL ahead of her. Who knows, maybe even more.
These two sides are relatively young squads. Adelaide City probably more so. Flinders still with 16-year-old Lily Nichols on the bench as well to possibly bring on. Has already come off the bench 3 times for Flinders already this season. A junior all the way through there, which is good to see when you have players really just rising through the ranks at any club.
Got to play that ball a little bit quicker, O'Sullivan.
Ball taken off of Seaton by Dowling.
Just that opportunity there. I think Signorello had made that run down the right-hand side. O'Sullivan, when she turned, it's got to be immediate with that pass. Otherwise, the moment is lost to take advantage of the space.
Another one over the top and forward. Rickards. Ball taken off of her by Signorello.
Seems like Flinders are prioritising their defensive shape. Still got Cote Rojas harassing and still doing the pressing from the front, but trying to be a little bit more disciplined behind the ball, as you would expect with a 2-1 lead away from home in such a big game.
At this point in time, I think it really is about what is the next big moment in this final period.
There's definitely going to be another chance in the game. That's for sure.
And to be honest, Seaton looks probably one of the more likely to try and create something for Adelaide City since she's come on.
Yeah, her endeavour's definitely been there. She hasn't been able to necessarily get those opportunities to actually face forward with the ball in attacking areas and maybe take on Dowling on this right-hand side.
They still have some of their substitutes warming up over on our far right side. Do Adelaide City and Flinders have actually just sent out some as well.
I guess Adrian Sanchak has shown his cards in an attacking sense though with those 2 changes already. Even if you brought in someone like Ali Atkins now, it's obviously more of a midfielder.
But even then, as we spoke about, you bring on substitutes as fresh legs, but
for sure,
all these substitutes have already played.
Yeah,
I'm not sure of the amount, but let's say at least an hour or 45 minutes already this evening.
I guess at 45, you know, that's not too bad. That's you know, just half a game. Yeah, 60, you're probably pushing it for sure to then back up. But I mean, you'd hope you got your sports science sort of conditioning sort of people, physio involved in the team to make sure that the players, when they do play the reserves game before it, going through all the right protocols and steps to make sure they're in the right space to enter the first team game straight after. you would think there's another chance here for Adelaide City, but it's not like they've really tested Benton in this second half, and that's probably been the concerning part from there. And I actually wonder if there's still another chance in this for Flinders to even seal the game here.
That clearance is a little bit wayward, falls to Florence Russell. Cleared to Akpalu.
I think a little bit wayward might have been a bit kind on that clearance from Dowling. I mean, obviously that can happen. Just miscuing it, but I don't think Tomlin Senior would have been too happy if that led to an equaliser. In the end, they dealt with it.
Less than 5 minutes left. Important for Adelaide City to at least get a goal now.
Well, like I said, I thought, oh, hang on a minute.
Here's Rojas, tries from range. Oh, goes over the bar.
I'll tell you, for a second, definitely I was going to loop over Lucas and go in. Can never rule out Cote Rojas in those sorts of areas, but so I mean, a point is almost a non-negotiable, a must here for Adelaide City. I would have thought personally. I almost viewed it as a near must-win going into it, so to come out empty-handed would be problematic. Right now, it's not looking too good.
And it's interesting because we also saw only 2 weeks ago now, that game against Comets, they were 4-0 down. And in that last 10 minutes, they scored 3 goals to only get within one of Adelaide Comets of all teams. And for a game as important as this one, maybe more so than Comets, if you can say that, it's probably needed more tonight than it was then.
For sure.
Because by that point, they were already maybe 4-0 down, maybe the loss almost confirmed. They need that comeback now, probably more than ever.
Absolutely, and as we just see this attack play out, Bianca Gray clearing her lines. But more to the point is this is a team which has only scored, well, now 15 goals in the league this season, 14 going into tonight. You know, it's not like a team that we can bank on is definitely going to get the equaliser here and is a free scoring team. You know, goals have been very hard to come by all season.
Another score update from around the grounds at Kilburn Sportsplex. West Adelaide getting an equaliser through a lovely little finish from Nina Yamada, just to flick it over the goalkeeper to get West Adelaide level there with just less than 20 minutes left to go. A nice little chip there.
It's goal number 19, I believe, this season. So, look, I'm just going to say I think A-League women clubs get on it, because like, I don't know how much more of a case you need. I remember, just as a side note, watching her for Sturt in the Cup final last year.
Brilliant.
And that was with, obviously, a significantly weaker team going against a very good West Adelaide side, and you could just see the control and dominance that she still had in the midfield in a game like that. And now she's had that scoring that she's had this year. Yeah, I just think she's very much a player that should be playing at potentially a higher level. But I guess time will tell. Wonder how much stoppage time as well we're going to see here. Seb, probably not too much.
No, I can't think of any stoppages other than, well, nothing really, to be honest, that I can think of that really warrants too much stoppage time.
No, probably only going to get 3 minutes, I'd imagine.
If that. I reckon if that.
I mean, yeah.
We saw the first half pretty much called after a minute or so.
True. We've only, I guess we've seen the goal, factor in time for a celebration, a couple of subs, but yeah, no, you're right. I don't think we're going to see too much by way of stoppage time, which does not help Adelaide City's case, that's for sure.
Into additional time here now. crucial for both sides. Flinders, that they keep this lead, and for Adelaide City, for them to try and get an equaliser if they can. At the moment, in favour of Flinders.
Cotte, all of her experience bringing the ball to the corner. Maybe she can sense that there's not too much time left.
And Flinders will make a substitution just to maybe delay and take away some time.
Yep, no surprise there.
It will be 16-year-old Lily Nichols to come on for her 4th WNPL appearance of the season.
Victoria Rickards comes off after scoring her 8th goal this season. Very, very well taken finish, that opening goal.
And just heading back around the grounds, back at Kilburn Sportsplex, there's been a second for West Adelaide and a second for Nini Yamada within 3 minutes. 15 minutes left there. West Adelaide now 2-1 up against NTC after being 1-0 down in the first half.
This is insane. Is this going to be one of the best individual seasons by a WNPL player I think we've ever seen? It might be up there. This 20 goals.
I'm not even sure of the assist stats either.
Exactly. And she's got like 5 more games to hit 25 goals. And if the assist stats, yeah, crazy. Crazy from Nini Yamada.
Another substitution late on for Flinders as we enter the 3rd minute of additional time. Will be Zoe Wiseman to come on.
Well, this is what you do in this scenario, isn't it? If you're Tom Monsignor, but you can also do it because you've only used a handful or 2 or 3 subs before this, so you can use a couple more windows. 2 windows within extra time to use up some clock. Very good sub management, I think, tonight by the Flinders head coach.
Bethany Beale, the one to come off there as well. As I think, yeah, the final substitution for them. All 5 minus their goalkeeper Yasmin Elliott, also on the bench, have come on. And that is full time. Flinders with a 2-1 win against Adelaide City. Massive for them to lift them further forward up the table. But for Adelaide City, it is looking not as good. And really, relegation looming more than anything at the moment.
Well, I think relegation is, yeah, it's a very, very real possibility now for a club which had, you know, one of the more successful WNPL programs only you know, going 2-3 years back. It's kind of been a stunning sort of fall from grace in that sense. But for Flinders United, this is a win which, for me, probably takes them out of a possibility of an automatic relegation. Of course, there is still that possibility of dropping into a playoff, into 11th. But, I mean, we came into this game thinking it's a massive 6-pointer. For me, more important for Adelaide City to win. But now Flinders have won it, and you can see the reaction at full time. They know that they are in a much, much more comfortable position moving forward. And Seb, I just think for Adelaide City, it's going to be a huge, huge ask to overcome their current position with the fixtures that they have remaining.
Full-time stats there on your screen. 5 shots to Flinders United 11. The same amount of goals as they both did shots on target. You saw as well on the screen there as well. Don't forget the cup finals for both the men's and women's are next Saturday, 12th of July. West Adelaide and Football SA NTC 2:30 p.m. and Metro Stars and Adelaide Croatia Raiders 5 p.m. both at Service FM Stadium. Get your tickets at footballsa.com.au/tickets. Christian, just to finish this off, I will ask you for your Power Player of the Match, proudly supported by SA Power Networks.
I will give a joint winner because you put me on the spot, so I didn't have as much time to think about it. I will give a joint winner to Cotte, Rojas, and also Cara Bayford, who was sensational defensively all evening, but Rojas, 2 goal involvements ultimately have proved the difference on the scoreboard. So joint winners tonight.
Big results in 2 perspectives for either side this evening. Been lovely to have your company here on FSA Leagues. I have been Seb O'Neill, Christian Marchetti. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you here tomorrow again.
I'll see you in 18
events.
hours.
Yes.
18 hours, Seb. So.
Full time here at Adelaide City Park. Full time score, Adelaide City 1, Flinders United 2.